And welcome back. It's the week of What If, and we got the start of another What If Naruto went rogue and started his own village, part 4. Last time in Naruto What If, we had them do the wave mission. They were the ones contracted by Tazuna to go to wave and protect them. Instead, we had Aoi, as his name apparently was pronounced. Thanks for the people who brought that up. And instead of Zabuza, because Zabuza wasn't hired for that, he got all the money he needed. And they ended up taking the Thunder God Sword after defeating him, probably going to a bounty office or whatever and collecting up the bounty they had on his head, because he probably had a bounty on his head, and saving the day. And this ended with the daimyo reaching an agreement to at least be a temp daimyo for the land of Uzu. Whether or not he's going to be the full-blown daimyo of both, the land of fire and the land of Uzu, that's debatable. It's honestly, to be fair, we don't know if Uzu even had a daimyo to begin with, because they weren't one of the 5 great nations, but there are daimyos for lesser nations too, so it's theoretically possible they could have had one, but they were wiped out. We just don't have enough info on them in their history, so for the sake of argument, let's just say they either didn't or they did and no one wanted to be the daimyo. And anyway, the Land of Fire daimyo came because, I heard you took a mission from us. Not that it's a big deal or anything like that, but we were neighbors, and they reached an agreement with the daimyo, which also ended with them getting an invite to the Chunin exams in the Leaf. And we cut now to Naruto and Karin and Fu, basically team, Gurren right now. And by the way, his someone corrected me on the pronunciation, and they're right on the spelling. I believe it's God, I always hate this name. I actually do not like the name, the Six Tails Jinchuriki. Utakata. Utakata. I just always went like Utaka or Utaka or something like that. Utakata. Anyway, Lord. First, second, anyway, the Hokage Utakata is just let them know, and they're like, "Wait, could you repeat that again?" Like, we've been asked to join the Chunin exams in the Hidden Leaf Village, and Hidden Leaf Village this year, with the daimyo with the daimyo giving us their blessing, and our village's official ninja profiles out there, which I do believe are out there at this, but they have pictures, they have their ninja card, their ninja info cards. They're just relatively new is all. I do believe that it's possible that they could be invited. And he explains as much as maybe this is a peace offering, or the acceptance of a new village, to which Fu, not even Karin, but Fu, being a former Jinchuriki, or let's rephrase that, being a Jinchuriki of a village that formerly did not treat them well and knows better than Karin what Naruto probably went through. We know Fu did not actually have a good time as Jinchuriki of her village. Says like this is probably just some sort of they know Naruto's. This is probably just some sort of they almost certainly know Naruto's here, and they're going to want to try to take him. And Karin's like, Fu's got a good point. I mean, we don't know what they're going to do. I mean, Sensei, we can't just let him go. We just can't let him go. And Gurren's just kind of watching Naruto, who's a little stunned by this, and kind of, as you can tell, he's thinking things through and processing. And it's like, and she looks down at them, and she honestly says, "Look, if you were to ask me, you guys are already at the level of Chunin. But right now, we don't have really any Genins, so that's the only reason you guys are Genin at the moment. But it might be good experience. But ultimately, I don't think it comes down to what we think. It just comes down to what you think. So," and she's looking at Naruto. "What do you think, Naruto?" He's kind of clenching his fist a bit, like, and he suddenly gets a bit of a sound. Let's do this. He's like, "You're sure about this?" It's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to show them just how far I've come. Believe it. They want to jump." Besides, and Naruto actually points out, besides, the Land of Fire daimyo is the same daimyo of the Hidden Leaf, which means them trying to pull any tricks with us would be a problem for the daimyo. Which Utakata God, that name's gonna bother me. Does actually chime as that is actually a good point. He did arrange we do have a treaty with him, or an arrangement with him. So it would hurt their best interests for the daimyo, because theirs is the same as ours. Very well. When do we have to leave? Looks like we got some time. The tuning exams aren't for about a week or so. So get some rest, have the week off. We'll have some of the tuning, take some of any extra village missions coming their way. Which, by the way, they don't have a lot of missions coming their way because it's just hard to get to them. But they have been They actually had thought of an arrangement with Tazuna for that, where a bridge is not only built from the Land of Waves, but a larger bridge. If you've ever been on one of those just giant suspension bridges, you know what I'm talking about here. Those that seem to just go on forever. One of those is being talked about being made with the help of some of the Earth users of Uzu. Gurin lends a hand because she's an Earth, and adding probably some crystal for structural integrity. So that's being talked about, plus maybe a bridge to the mainland as well, almost like a triangle formation, because there is a bridge to the Land of Waves. That would mean the Land of Waves would have a bridge to Uzu, and then Uzu would have it would be kind of a triangle, a very messed up looking triangle, but a triangle. It's three-sided. Anyway, we cut now to Naruto looking over the village. The village, by the way, is coming along nicely, but it's still got a long ways to go. They've only really gotten touched this. They have not scoured all of Uzu yet. They still are fighting more stuff up, fighting more buildings that are intact, Uzumaki, secrets, all that. And he's looking, but it's coming along nice. He's seeing people kind of having a nice time, he's smiling, he's looking at the moon. And they senses, but someone coming up. He already can tell who it is, and he smiles like, "Hey, Karin, what's up?" I was like, "Yeah, well, I just want to see how you were. How are you?" And she, "Well, I'm fine. Oh, yeah, we're going to be totally awesome. They're going to shake him up." And Karin, who actually has been with Naruto the longest here, has actually gotten to know him very well, and obviously has feelings for him. It just points out, and she just pointed out, is that you realize I can actually detect lying through chakra signatures, right? And she kind of laughs. And then she kind of seriously, how are you feeling? And Naruto's smile wavers a bit. He chuckles a little bit because he's like, she caught me. But he just kind of stops and thinks about it and says, I always knew one day I'd be going back to the Leaf. Maybe not to join them again, but to see how they are, to see if I made the right choice. I just didn't think it'd be this soon. And she's like, you don't owe them anything. They did not respect you. They did not value you. They don't know you like we do. And she kind of holds his hand a little bit, like I do. And he smiles, and he kind of holds her hand a little bit too. To note on their relationship at the moment, I'll expand on this a little later in the video. Naruto is still very much a bit of an idiot when it comes to a lot of things, especially social dynamics. This is why the last movie is actually very important to illustrate why he would start to really develop feelings for Hinata like he does. Because back in the day in the academy, it was actually explained that he didn't actually understand quite the concept of going on a date. It was just the attention he was looking for. Here, though, now he now has people who respect him and like him for him, who don't judge him. He's now had that growing relationship and social dynamic. So now he actually can develop a more in-depth feelings. And Karin, he's been around with the longest. And he's probably considers her right now his closest friend, bar none. He also probably being, again, they're 12 to 13-year-old kid. By the way, I don't exactly know where he kind of falls at this point in the spectrum on his age range. It's probably still 12. Puberty hitting, and he recognizes Karin as an attractive girl, a girl that he likes spending time with and likes the way she looks. So, and the fact is, he helped her, and she even says this, "You helped me. I would, and I swear I will help you for the rest of my days for what you did for me. That I promise." And he can see the look on her face. He's got a bit of a blush, and he just doesn't know how to quite react. So he's just like, "Thanks, Karin. I'm lucky to have you." It's like, yeah, and then she kind of just gives him a little surprise, like, "Damn right you are." and they smile, and maybe just a little maybe they do some fireworks every now and then. It was just be celebratory, and they watch him, and she kind of leans her head in on his shoulder, and he leans his head on her head, and they just kind of sit and watch and have a very nice moment. I don't do the romance stuff in depth very often, but when I do, I like to try to make it mean something. So we fast forward now to Konoha and the arrival of Team Uzu. And there's tension. Naruto is excited to see his home again, but there's tension. Like, he's not sure what's going to happen here, so he's just going to try his best to be cool. Oh, great. By the way, I mentioned earlier, and we're only at 10 minutes, but that I wanted to try to shorten these up. But now I'm feeling more like I know where I want to end the video. So at least for this particular series, that's how I'm going to treat these videos. If I end in that 20 to 30 minute range, great. If not, that's fine too. But yeah, it's exciting. I don't know. I'll let you know when I get there. Now, real quick, I did mention that Gurren said, you guys are probably close to at the Chunin level already. We just don't have any gettings at this time, as the academy students are still training. But I haven't really gone into in depth on how strong they actually are. So in terms of level of strength, chakra, all that skill, whatever, yeah, all these guys are already on a mid Chunin level minimum. If you had like Jinchuriki chakra into Naruto and Fu, they might argue chakra wise they're definitely in the Jonin level, but that raises the bar even further. Fu obviously has the ability to use I can't remember the name, but it's that blinding dust technique. She can create the wings. She also has a webbing ability, which I believe absorbs chakra, that we see in the filler arc when they were doing the Chunin exams in Suna. She has Earth Style, which I've given her, which means she can use a couple different Earth Style techniques. Mud Wall will be on the list. That what I call Crater Fist. I like just the name Crater Fist better. She might even be able to pull off something like a Quicksand technique. And she is just overall skilled in general. Karin has her Uzumaki chain. She's got Water Release. She's learned the Hidden Mist Jutsu from, from Zabuza. She's also got a couple other water jutsu, as well as maybe one original one I'll throw out there. I've already thought about how maybe to do that one. Plus, she's got her healing technique. She's a fantastic sensor with a Uzumaki Reserve Chakra, and she's very skilled in combat as well, physical combat. Naruto is actually probably the most rounded of the three. He has, by the way, Fu obviously has access to Chomei's chakra. She's probably got access. I don't know exactly where she was in the original. I'm going to say she's maybe got access to a version 1 cloak, about half the tails, round up. So let's say 4 of the tails. Technically, 2 of them are wings, but 4 of the tails. They can't do version 2 right now. I'm saving that for probably part 2 of the series. Basically, ship it in era. Naruto only has access right now to, the standard amount that Kurama can give him. And this is just because Kurama and him are not on the best of terms right now. But he's got Wind Release, which he can use with the Great Breakthrough. He can use with the Gale Palm. He's probably one thing I like is the idea of the Wind Style Shearing Dome, which is the defensive technique. Fuck it, because of the Uzumaki scrolls and how people kind of ask for it. Tornado Fist. But he's also got Kenjutsu under his belt as well, courtesy of Zabuza, learning that he can funnel wind into his sword, not just for enhancing the cutting, but for a cutting slash attack. It's like a crescent arc, almost like a wind gets a Tensho, if you will. He's got Shadow Clone Jutsu, plus the other Academy Jutsu. He's also taught the Shadow Clone Jutsu to the rest of them. And most importantly, before anyone thinks I'm forgetting, yes, him and Karin specifically, although they're probably more... Naruto's probably very inclined for sharing as it is, though Sealing Jutsu are not easy. Do know a decent amount of the Uzumaki sealing technique, some Uzumaki sealing techniques. A lot of the standard stuff, storage seals, absorption seals, barrier seals, but a couple other ones. One major one that Naruto has been working on with Karin for a while to help the village, I will get to in a much later portion of this series. Anyway, that's where they stand. And obviously, Gurren is a Jonin level ninja with Crystal Release. I'm going with Fire and Rock for the 2 elements that make it up. And she's quite capable of Taijutsu, as well as probably Kenjutsu, or, weapons jutsus. Anyway, they make it in. They are greeted. They have their forms. And as they get there, not an Anbu, but a Jonin shows up, and they say, greetings. The third Hokage would like to welcome our neighbor Uzu to, greetings. Welcome to the Leaf. Before you go about doing your business, the third Hokage would like to meet with you personally. And everyone's just kind of like, oh, here it is. as you are our sister, our brother, cousin, sister, sibling nation. He would just like to welcome you personally, and maybe talk to you in terms of maybe some treaties that we got, maybe some alliance that we can work on down the road, things along those lines. So they goes like, all right, let's get this over with. And Naruto takes a steely breath and he gets in there. They walk in and there's Sarutobi waiting, and he sees Gorin. Doesn't know who Gorin is, though they got the ninja cards. He sees Karin, and there's Naruto, and his old eyes do light up seeing him. He's like, unfortunately, he's also got the two advisors in Danzo there who have been just peachy keen about this whole thing. And so Sarutobi, he's like, it's good to finally meet the Uzu. Good to finally meet our new sister nation. It's been some time since Uzu has been a part of, been in the leaf. Tell me, how was your journey? It's like, our journey was quite pleasant, Lord Hokage. I was like, good, excellent. You're probably wondering why all this. And it's like, well, we have an idea. And she looks to Naruto, and the third, and the advisors, and Danzo's just. I was like, yes. Well, I suppose there's no beating around the bush. And he just looks at Naruto. Tell me, my boy, how have you been? I was like, Naruto, the third would be someone Naruto's legitimately happy to see. He's like, I'm doing really good. It's like, better than ever, old man. It's like, yeah, you will show respect to the, you will, and maybe it'd be, not Danzo, he wouldn't get, but the advisors, I can't remember their names, by the way. But there's a, you will show respect to Lord Hokage, boy, and say, it's all right. He never called me Hokage when he was part of the village. I don't expect him to call me it now. And, I must admit, Naruto, you gave some of us quite a scare when you left. Naruto did scratch his sorry about that. I mean, I know you and probably Iruka-sensei were really worried about me. I did let Ichiraku. And I'm sure old man Ichiraku and Ayami were, that reminds me, we should go get ramen. And say, ooh, ramen. And finally, they just kind of, and Danzo isn't one who's just one to like, it's just Danzo who's just kind of like, wait and see what's going to happen here. Finally, it's the other two advisors. Enough of this! You left the village. You abandoned your home. And it's like, and you took secrets. You just assume we just assume we can abide by that? To which Naruto, who has been preparing for this, actually gets a bit more of a stern look on his face. Now, remember here, Naruto is not a studied learner. When I mean that, he's not book smart, but he's actually very world smart. He's very perceptive, and he learns through experience. So he has had time to learn about village politics, thanks to kind of being the shadow Hokage a little bit to Utakata, kind of, at least because he knows Naruto will eventually take over him one day. And Naruto is like, yeah, it's like, sorry, but if I remember correctly, I can only abandon my village if I was actually a ninja. If I remember correctly, I was never stated as a ninja. It's like, you brat. It's like the third right now is he's kind of like sitting by, like, I'm going to see how this plays out. Because he's like, these guys have been on my ass about this for long enough. It's like, he does make a point. We know he makes a point, but he's still left with village secrets. It's like, and which Naruto says, oh, you mean the Nine Tails? They're like, it's like, yeah, you think I didn't know about that, huh? Found out about the night I was tricked into stealing the scroll. Then you know exactly why you couldn't have left. Well, why? And they're trying to force then you know why you need to come back to the village. Oh, I don't need to come back to anything. So it's like, you think you can just steal things? It's not really stealing, and not does that in this tone, but he's kind of it's like, it's not really stealing if I never knew I had it to begin with and it was forced upon me. If anything, it's more like, hey, kind of a birthright. If you didn't want me to be able to have free will of my own, well, you shouldn't have just sealed the giant box in me. To which they're they have to bite their tongues on this, maybe you could have, I don't know. It's like, you were a drinking, without you, enemies could fall down on us. Like, really? Because you guys seem to be fine right now. And if I was so important to you, why was I an orphan? Why didn't anyone raise me? Why didn't anyone tell me about this and teach me how to control it at an early age? Danzo's like, I did advocate for that. And I should. And maybe he's like, he tries. This is where he chimes in to be like, maybe I can plant the seed. I did try to advocate that that you should be taught to learn the Nine Tails powers. Dude, Sarutobi immediately shuts him out. You tried to advocate to turn him straight into a weapon instead of letting him be a young boy who just happened to have an immensely powerful spirit in him, Danzo. Don't try to suck up now. And now basically it's all just awkward at this point, and it's all awkward at this point. And then he says like, you guys only have no right to tell him what to do or who to tell him who to be. You forced this on him, and now you think you have the right to control him? Girl, you don't know anything you're talking about, girl. And this is where by the way, fun thing, we know that the Jinchurikis, their eyes will turn the eye color or the eye style of the tail beast they have. What do you think Fu's would be? Because Chomi doesn't even have, let me hold on, 7-tailed, I'm just going to find a picture real quick. 7-tailed beast. Let's see here. What does Chomi's eyes look like? Does she even, I mean, she has to have eyes. Okay, so I was thinking it would have been like a compound eye thing, which would have been really cool. Her people turned like compound eyes. But Chomi actually has this weird knight's helmet thing going on. You know what? Because of that, because we don't have an actual idea of the actual eyes of it, I like the compound eye thing. That's actually a cool idea, I think. So she's like, I know more about it than you think. And she just flashed like, wait. It's like, what are you? And then she kind of just has a little bit of chakra. Just Naruto just, it's all right. I got this. Like, wait, you're that. And it's like, and to which Sarutobi gets a bit serious. I was like, I see. So my young lady, you're also a Jinchuriki. It's like, and Danzo chimes and says, may I ask which one you hold? Lucky number 7. And they're like, they have 2 of the 3 strongest tail beasts in their village. And what they don't know is there's 3 of the 4 strongest in the village, but they're not letting that information slip. So yeah, and you must be insane to let us know that information. Why? I'm just proving a point. You only look at it as weapons. You don't look at it as people. And believe me, if I hadn't been for Naruto and Karin, I don't know where I'd be right now. And to which finally Naruto finds out. Anyway, we didn't really come here for the grilling or for the attempted incarceration. We can easily leave. And to which Sarutobi kind of finally chimes and say, no, there would be no need for that. We're aware of the treaty you have with the daimyo. What they're doing now is just venting their frustration. You have my word that in this village, no harm shall come upon you, apart from anything that happens in the exams, except from the standard that happens with the exams. Good. And now and then Goran says, now I believe the ninja mentioned you were interested in maybe some sort of treaty list. And to which Sarutobi chimes up, perks up. Indeed, back in the day we were allies. I'm hoping we'd be able to have some sort of relationship like that once again. Well, you'll have to talk to our Uzakage, the Uzakage, when he comes again for the next part of the tuning exam. So which Naruto is surprised, like, so you're aware. Naruto knew a little bit, but they have some ninja that are a bit more, or that had some experience with your tuning exams before in the village. To which they all kind of quirk an eyebrow. And to which Naruto says, hey, Uzu's a home for outcasts. And we're pretty powerful, a little group too. So we'll take any and all comers. Which reminds me, to which Naruto goes into his bag to pull something out. It's like, speaking of outcasts, we met a guy in our first big mission who had something that belonged to yours. Well, maybe not outcast, but anyway, it reminds Naruto about the sword. So he's like, wait, is that? And Tsuichi even does like, is that his Lord's second sword? How did you come across it? Yeah, I found a guy named Aoi, and they all remembered. That's right, the bounty office brought him in at one point. So that's where it went. Yep, and then he just walks over and is like, consider this a token of peace and gratitude and a welcome from Uzu. It's like they're like, you're just giving that back. It's like, yeah, it doesn't belong to us. And frankly, I mean, while we could learn it, us keeping one of your weapons doesn't put us in a good grace with you. So if that's and Saratobi just like looking at the weapon, turns it on, she's like, "This is the real thing, all right. Well, no, well then, I think that's enough. I think we've kept you enough. You're probably hungry and like some lodging for the evening. I'm sure we'll be able to work something, find something for you. All right, see you later, Gigi." And then later, and even Don's was like, to Saratobi in his head's like, "Suck it." That's like, yeah. Well, it seems there's nothing to worry about. Are you kidding? Not only do they have the 9 tails, they have the 7 tails as well. Are you crazy? Crazy. Well, that's old. I am getting a bit old in my perhaps I'm getting a little senile in my old age. She's like, "This is no off man." "Oh, but I think it is. You think of everyone else outside of us as some sort of enemy, but Uzu was never one of our enemies. And if we have a chance to make them our ally, then while we may not have the 9-tailed fox or the 7 tails in the village, if an ally of ours does, and a relatively close one at that means they are effectively on our side. As I've stated, I will make no motion to have Naruto forcibly brought back to the Leaf. It will be his choice if he ever decides to come back. Now then, anything else?" And finally, they're just like, they've all been, even Donzo can't. He's like, "Yep, nope, nothing. Although Donzo will probably keep some eyes on him regardless. So now, 26 minutes. I still got a long way I want to go, but I think I can actually kind of, not speed round, but get through this next part pretty easily, actually. So Naruto and the gang are going, and they're looking around. And as they're walking, Naruto is starting to get late and say, "Hey, so where is this Ichiraku anyway? It's down this way." And then Naruto sees a place, and he thinks, "Yeah, hold on, guys. They're just a place I need to go first." But yeah, it's down that way, and he directs them. And he goes up there, and Karin stays behind a little bit, kind of follows him. And he goes to the door of his apartment. He wonders if it's been bought. He knocks on the door. There's no answer. He has his old key, opens up, and sure enough, there's no one's there, stayed there. And he realizes, yeah, probably no one wants to stay where the Demon Fox kid left. And Karin is right, and he's like, "Hey, Karin." It's like, "Yeah, sorry, your mood changed all of a sudden. I just wanted to hear you're okay." And he kind of smiles. Like, "Oh, yeah, just remembering." And she realizes, this was your home, wasn't it? This is where you stayed. And yeah, she's now, all of a sudden, she can feel the flex in his chakra where she can feel the sadness coming off of him. Like he's just lamenting about all the painful memories he had. He has good memories, but a lot of them are painful or lonely. It's like, were you really were alone, weren't you? It's like, yeah, I was. But it's okay. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm all the better now for it. And then all of a sudden he starts to hear like a bit of a like that, and he looks and he sees Karin is crying a bit, and it's like, whoa, what's wrong? And it's like, no, it's just you. And she starts crying. You dealt with so much, and and honestly, Karin's life was hard, but she can't measure up to Naruto's. Like she still had people who cared. She had a mom at least. And it's like, and you're like, I don't believe in everyone. I hate these people what they do. Hey, and I was like, hey, and he just, he has his shoulders, hands on his shoulders, like, look, I mean, there's a lot of people treating me like crap, but that doesn't mean they're all bad. I mean, he's probably come to some understanding, especially with talking with Fu about it and their experiences, that people get scared when they don't understand something. It's okay. I don't blame any of them for it. It's just I knew there had to have been change. And hey, and he kind of just cups her cheek a little bit and kind of wipes the tears away. If I hadn't gone, I wouldn't have met you. Fu and you and Edgar and Uzo wouldn't have made. So if anything, the fact I went for all this is a blessing in disguise. And she's just kind of like, she's a little stunned by him. Just, how the hell can he smile like this after everything he's gone through? It's like, yeah, there we go. No more tears. I like it better when you're not crying. And he's about to take his hand off her cheek when all of a sudden she gently grabs his hand. Like, it's kind of like because it's one of those. If you ever done that, I've done that. I've wiped someone's tears away like that. and she just kind of holds his hand a little bit, and it's not anything sultry. I mean, you could definitely go into a sultry route with the scene, but no, this is something very emotional and super sweet. It's like you're the most amazing person I've ever met, and she's got a blush on her face, and her eyes are slightly lidded, just a little bit. And Naruto's now feeling his heart starting to race, and I think he has been coming to terms over a lot with that he does have feelings for Karin. Karin clearly does for him, and they're just like, they're coming in, and they're having that moment. Their eyes start to get a little heavy, and they're going in for the kiss, and they're maybe like a few inches away when, hey, are you guys coming to Roman or not? Yeah! And there's Fu, cock blocker extraordinaire. It's like, hey, it's like, oh yeah, ramen, yeah, no, well, yep. And it's like, yeah, we're good. It's like, yep. And it's like, yeah, let me show you. It's like, we still can't find the place. It's like, yeah, no, yeah, let's go. Come on, Karin, let's go. I'll be right here. And Fu sees Karin's like, you okay? I'm fine. Why do you ask? And you see like the 4 chains, almost like the tail, like how Kushina did tails back in the day, swinging behind her. It's like, just feeling. And she can kind of gauge the emotion. Like, wait, were you two about to? And she's just like, It's like, yes. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, it's fine. But Fu just kind of like grins a little bit because honestly, Karin is probably her best friend. Like they probably have a good friend, like real good rival. What Sakura and Ino should be kind of rivalry, except without her competing for Naruto's affection, which makes her all the more of a friend. It's like, hey, well, look, it might be for the best. And it's like, what do you mean? It's like, no. I mean, it's great. You guys, I think you guys are going to be great together. You guys, ultimate power couple. You guys go good together. And she actually gets a bit more somber. It's like, I think Naruto's going to have a lot on his mind while being here, so it might be best to just hold off for now. And Karin actually thinks on that. And yeah, I guess you're right. He probably will have a lot on his mind. And then she makes she swears to both Fu in the sky. Like, I swear to God, though, after this is over, I am going in for those lips. And so they go and they get lunch, or they go get dinner, and it's like, hey, old man! And it's like, who the hell is calling me old man? Wait a minute, only one person. Naruto! It's like, Nayami, it's Naruto! It's like, Nayami's like, Naruto! And she's just like, oh my God, where have you been? It's like, oh my God, man, do I have stories for you? And so they sit down for ramen, and even though like people do get sick of ramen sometimes, even they got him. It's like, the ramen stand they have in the Uzo is good. This is some of the best they had. And now we cut to the Chunin exams themselves. I'm going to stop. I've still got about 8 minutes I'm trying to fill. I know where I'm going to stop, and that's right before the preliminaries. In essence, what happens here? Well, you get them going to for the academy. For that first test was the genjutsu thing. Karin's abilities should be able to pinpoint that something's off there. So they walk past her. They hear someone shout, or at least that stupid genjutsu, and they all come in. Oh, that idiot! That's the whole idea was to, clearly to weed out people who couldn't figure it out. And so they walk by, missing a lot of people. So they're not there for the Lee fight or anything like that. Not there. They get in and they're busy minding their own business when there's Naruto, and they finally see Team 7, which this would be one of the few times Danzo got a win. Is that Sai is on the team. A younger Sai, clearly, but Sai. It would make sense that they wouldn't want... his persuasive argument most likely would have been Sasuke needs someone who can challenge him and be able to compete with him to help his abilities grow. He's the last Uchiha. We need him to grow and get stronger. Unfortunately, the no-names we have there are not going to really be any strong enough. So I'm going to insist that we put one of mine on there. And Sarutobi actually lamented on that. Which now gets to the big thing I want to talk about for a while now. How the rookies reacted to Naruto leaving. The first question is, did any of them even know Naruto left? Well, Hinata definitely, because she does stalk him. But did anyone else know that? Because there's kind of an implication when they finally met each other again that none of them had actually seen each other since graduation, that they've been all doing their own ninja missions. And because of that, while Scuttlebutt might travel around, I have a feeling only a couple people had heard Naruto left, not let alone knew. Hinata definitely would have been one of them, and she probably actually would have been the most negatively impacted by this. She would have been fallen very much into a depression. The boy she admired and liked left. But I think something would happen, probably talking to Kurenai as she hears a bit of what Naruto had to deal with. She might regain her resolve to go and find and bring Naruto back. So this Hinata surprisingly is not cold or anything like that. And it probably took a little while for her to get out of the funk. But I think she's actually a little bit more competent here. Not like going from a 1 to a 10, but like if her competency level was, say, let's just say 20 out of 100, she's more like a 30, which is a big leap, but in the grand scheme of the overall, it's not like she's like, oh yeah, I could take on Neji in a heartbeat. She could definitely give Neji a much better fight here, definitely, but no. Other than that, though, Shikamaru's probably the only other one who maybe heard it. Like, again, everyone probably heard Scuttlebutt, but Shikamaru's the only one who maybe heard about it, and he's one of the few guys who probably didn't hate Naruto at all, or really have any negative feelings towards Naruto. So, they all hear, like, wait, now, Team 7 should note, Sakura probably has not improved really at all. In fact, would she be worse than she is in the canon? Because... no, honestly, she'd probably be about the same, which still would not be that good. Sai, though, Sasuke would be an interesting case. I actually, believe it or not, think, first off, they would be able to pass the bell test because Sai does know the whole idea of what Kakashi's trying to do. So let's get that out of the way. They have not had a C-rank mission turned into an A-rank mission. So that didn't happen. They maybe have had like 1 or 2 C-ranks with a bandit mission or something like that. And because of that, I will at least allow Sasuke to have activated his Sharingan during one of those, because maybe his life was at stake. But because Sai is a lot more competent and a lot more effectively trained, he actually probably pushed Sasuke harder than Naruto did. Not because of any rivalry, but because Sasuke kept getting one up by Sai for a good while on his team, and that really pissed him off. So that pushed Sasuke to improve. So this Sasuke might actually be, not, again, we're using numbers. If Sasuke is a 20 out of 100, this Sasuke is more like a 25 out of 100. Nothing serious, but he's better. And Sai is just Sai. So everyone's finally just like, wait, Naruto, why are you wearing that? And you didn't graduate. Yeah, seriously, what's going on? What's going on with that, with the ridiculous headband? I don't even know what that village is. It's like, oh yeah, no, this is, and to which Naruto's like, yeah, no, I decided to make my own village. And everyone's like, excuse me? Well, I mean, I had a lot of help doing it, and I'm not the current Kage or anything like that, but yeah, I just, I was kind of got fed up with how things went here, and I just decided to make it out on my own. Wait, so you defected? Technically, no. And to which Shikamaru says, actually, he never graduated, so he probably wouldn't have, he's not a defector, he's just someone who decided to move out and do things his own way. It's like, hey, see, right? It's like, so, and to which Sasuke is like, you're kidding me, right? So you couldn't make it as a ninja here, so you decide, you knew you couldn't make it as a ninja here, so you decided to just start your own lame village, to which Karin and Food's like, I'm sorry, you want to say something about our home? Our village? And to which, no, I think some of them have heard of New Uzu at this point. It's like, wait, yeah, New Uzu, that's right. Home of outcasts and losers. Please. Please. If the rest of you are anything like him, then you guys are going to be pushovers. And to which Naruto is still Naruto. He's great, but I actually finally just, you're not entirely wrong. You're right. I realized that no one was going to really give me a chance here to make my dream come true here. So I decided to go out and I altered my dream. Decided to make my own way in this world. You know what? Best decision I ever made. And Sasuke is a little taken back, like he's perfectly happy about this. And to which Sakura's just like, I don't know what's going on, but you're just stop trying to be cool, Naruto. Just get out of the way. And to which Naruto's now having actually found girls who actually like being around him, it's clear. It actually finds her very great. He's like, was I actually attracted to her? It's like, well, sorry, Sakura, but I don't remember asking you for your opinion. What did you say? To which Sai actually has to hold her back with the ink cleanse. My apologies. She gets like this. You come back here. Finally, it's like, Naruto. And Hinata's, oh, hey, Hinata. It's like, and she sees him, and she sees he's happy, but she just needs to hear it. He's got this new home, these new friends. I just want to ask, are you happy? And Naruto's a little taken back by that. Like, she cares about, wow, I don't think anyone cared that much about to ask that. But he smiles like, oh, it's like, I'm happier than I've ever been. And she has a bit of a tear now, but she wipes her eyes like, I'm glad. I'm just so long as you're happy and you found someone. And you found a place to call home. I have. And it's like, yeah. And Shino and Shikamaru and Choji even like, yeah, good on you, man. He's like, yeah, you were a bit annoying back in the day, but you're a good guy. I mean, I'm glad you could find something that works for you. Even Ino's like, who is, it's hard to tell who was more annoying back in the day. I might go Ino actually, but even Ino being of a ninja village actually, or ninja family, can at least identify with that. And he's like, you know what? Yeah, good for you. And to which Kiba realizes, like, wait. You're and so who are these? Like, oh, they're my teammates. And he's like, how the hell did he get two hotties on his team? Yeah, no, sorry. And to which Karin Kiba's kind of like trying to put the moves on. Karin's like, yeah, sorry, I'm spoken for. She doesn't grab Naruto's hand or anything like that. She's like, I'm spoken for. And to which Naruto, it's like, wait, what is she? And she realized what that kind of meant, and he kind of blushes a little bit, like, oh. It's like, wait, what? He's like, wait, what? And so it's like, could you guys keep it down over here? And which I should also note, Sasuke probably sees the sword in his bag. He's like, I was like, you really think you know how to use that sword? And Naruto's like, if you're lucky, you won't have to find out. He's like, what? And then Kabuto goes, you guys keep it down. You're attracting a lot of attention here. Sorry. It's like, oh, and so you get yourself Kabuto. It's like, oh, look, I can use these info cards on any ninja. It's like, I can on any ninja you want to find out about. And Sasuke asks about Neji, but he also asks about Naruto. He hasn't met Gaara in this version because that whole incident with Konohamaru didn't happen. So he asks about Naruto Uzumaki. And remember, this info is now out, and the Sound has been gathering as much info as they can on New Uzu. Not seeing them as a big threat yet or anything like that, but keep an eye on them. And he goes, Naruto Uzumaki, this. He's completed, and he's looking, he's like, 0 D ranks, 10 C ranks. They probably had like one extra mission, a B rank, and an A rank mission, and everyone's just like looking at this, like, what? We're still new, and we're the only Gettings available, so we're taking a bit more of the extreme stuff. And so, yeah, and then obviously the Sound come in, break their glasses. Ibiki comes in, gives the lessons finally, or gives them the exam. Honestly, that goes pretty much the same. Naruto doesn't have an ability really useful for cheating, unless you want to count maybe some sort of seal, but even then I can't think of any seal that would work in that sense. Then you get to the Forest of Death. Karin at this point picks up on a couple massive chakra signatures. Gaara's and Orochimaru's. And let's be honest, Orochimaru at this time probably way surpassed Naruto's. It's like, this guy's chakra is like towards yours. It's like, what? It's like, seriously? We'll keep an eye on him. And he shoots a look over there, kind of gives a smile. It's like, yeah, don't like him. They get their scroll. Now, because of the way the scrolls work, this is why I think I can speed through this part, they probably have a chakra signature to them. Though we don't know that for certain. We did see Karin was in the Forest of Death in that tuning exam arc, thanks to the flashback. But I imagine she focused. She could probably sense the chakra signature coming off them again because of how they work. And it's possible each scroll has a different chakra signature, at least the 2 different ones. So all they have to do is find a chakra signature for a scroll that matches theirs, and they're good to go. And sure enough, when the exams begin, they go try to find it. They find it. Naruto does ask, let's try to avoid any of the leaf any leaf ninja, just out of courtesy. I did go to school with these guys after all. I was like, fair enough. And they go and they clobber a rain team or something like that, and they take a scroll. They sleep the night. Karin is still like kind of like tossing and turning a little bit. They probably only sleep a little bit during the night just to rest up, and then go straight to the exams. Or the tower in there. And they see that Gaara's team showed up, Hinata's team showed up, they say hi, and 2 other teams showed up. This is where we're going to leave it because I'm adding a little bit in here. One is a stone team. Now, obviously, it's not a Noinki there, but Atsutsuki, I can't remember his actual name, Kurotsuchi, and I'm going to say it's a no-name. That no-name is going to, whoever gets the no-name in the preliminaries, the no-name's going out. But it's a no-name. But they would be in roughly the right age range for us. Now, they're Jonin and Shippuden. We don't know when they became Jonin. There you go. But there's another team as well, a cloud team, Team Samui, which has Omi and Karui on there. Now, again, those 2 are Chunin, Karui and Omi. Samu is a Jonin, and she's like 29. We can age her down a little, but first off, she'd be 26, so she would be younger. But I think we can age her down just a little bit. Definitely can make them Genin, because I think that's perfectly reasonable. But why are they here? When 2 people who initially destroyed Uzu hear that there's a new Uzu, and they hear that Uzu will be sending a team to the Chunin exams, it's a good idea to test how strong Uzu is. So these are 2 teams that have been sent there. And I know someone may bring this up. You could make the argument that Samu might be still a Jonin pretending to be, except the ninja info cards exist, so I can't really make that argument because you would know what the ranking is. Let's just hypothetically say for right now, Samu was just that much better than him and advanced very quickly. And let's bring her down, I don't know, 6 years. Say she's 20. She's still very old for Genin, but I think we can make that work. So yeah, they're there, admittedly, to try out for the Chunin exams, but also to check out Uzu and see what Uzu's got to offer. And so the preliminaries are going to happen. Sasuke still gets hit by Orochimaru. Sai and Sakura are actually able to pretty much keep the sound at bay until Sasuke wakes up. They'll still go through those Rain Ninja. They'll be fine. And yeah, that's the end of part 4. Man, I wanted to go 30 minutes, but I knew where I wanted to end this, and yeah. So join us on Wednesday for part 5, where we'll be looking, which I think that entire part is just going to be the preliminaries, because we now have 9 other people to be in the preliminaries. Actually, sorry, yeah, I said 9. I said 9 other people because we have Team Uzumaki, we have Team Samui, and we got Team Kurotsuchi. So we have 9 other people in this preliminary. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.